Hey, there we go. Sorry about that. Why does it do that every time? How is that audio? Is that too loud? Oh, I started off so strong too with my little situation going on with my, my little stream starting now countdown situation. It's all pink, it's all very me, and then it's like, jokes, we're just gonna ruin your life. Hey Shreyan! No, it's not streaming on Twitch this week. I am too poor to pay for the services where you do both. So I am... Oh no, I nearly knocked my entire table over. I am going to be moving my JJ streams to Twitch. So if you are a Twitch user, or would like to become one to keep up with the JJ streams, I would love to see you there. I just feel like it's probably a little bit more appropriate of a streaming platform to have like live viewers watching me watch Judge Judy. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's going to be exactly the same. As you can see, the format's a little different. What do you guys think of the format? JJ's a little bigger, I'm a little smaller, but I feel like it's a little bit more streamery. I'm like, got my little camera set up here. I'm thinking about getting a webcam instead though, because as much as this looks great, I feel like camera, like we'll see battery wise how this goes, because I do have a backup of my webcam set up just in case, because I'm not 100% feeling the idea that this is going to be lasting as a battery. And I know that I can get some kind of like power source for it, so I could do that instead, but I'm kind of like, maybe I should just get a webcam and have my camera for my videos and my webcam for this stuff. Whatever. Anyway, so if you would be the kindest of dears and go ahead and jump over onto my Twitch if you are a Twitch user, or if you would consider becoming a Twitch user to hang out with me every Wednesday. JJ is not going anywhere. She's just moving to a different place, moving to a different city. So twitchtv.com/officialrabbik. I have it pinned in the Twitch, in the YouTube chat, and let's just get right on into it. But we are going to celebrate one last little move over, because I have got a couple of followers on YouTube that do stick around. So if you are a Twitch user, come on over. Nothing's changing as far as 6:30's JJ's is still happening. I've got a little countdown. I'm hoping that I can get 5 follows from this video if you're a Twitcher. So that'll be a fun little thing to watch as well as JJ. So let's just get into it. We've got 4 viewers, and now is the perfect time to get involved. Let's just press play. Also, don't clock me. The audio, as far as Judge Judy's audio, I'm still, like, literally every day I'm working on this. So, like, as you can see, the whole setup's a whole new thing. The camera's a whole new thing. I'm moving over to Twitch. Everything's new. I am working on getting audio as a desktop audio rather than it coming through the Yeti mic. I understand that it sounds like trash. Your girl's working on it. So, let's just get into it.
For illegally repossessing a
Let's start that again so we can see what he's getting to.
Kathleen King is suing her cousin's boyfriend, Edward Mistake, for illegally repossessing a Cutlass Supreme he sold her. Edward claims Kathleen refused to insure the vehicle.
Ms. King, the defendant is your cousin's boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
At the relationship, and you purchased a car from him.
Yes.
You purchased a car from him for
Also shocked, feeling a little bit targeted, triggered that we have the same last name. This woman could be my cousin.
$2,000. According to your complaint, you gave him a $500 deposit with an agreement to pay him $250 a month until the balance was paid. You paid him an additional $250, the first month's payment. He does not deny that, correct?
I do not deny
$750 is what you paid him.
That
During
is
the
correct.
month that you had the car, according to you, you also put some money into the car to get it running. That I'm not considering, madam. You buy a used car. That's how old? How old was this car you sold? 1990.
Yep.
You buy a 16-year-old car, you do so at your own peril. Anybody with half a noodle understands that. So I'm not considering any of the money that you put into the car. Right now, I'm considering the $750 that you gave him for the car in a period of 1 month. And then Mr. Mistake repossessed the car.
Correct.
He says he repossessed the car
What a last name mistake, damn.
because you told her that
She's like born a red flag.
she had to have full insurance on the car, which includes collision as well as liability, and she didn't have full insurance on the car.
Correct.
Can I see a contract? The contract that you executed, that both of you signed, reads as follows. I, Edward A. Mistake, am selling my 1990 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme to Kathy for $2,000 in as-is condition. You signed it and she signed it. So where...
Does that constitute as a contract? Like, if you're selling a car, can you just, like, write down, I'm selling this car, I'm selling it to this chick, this is how it is, bing, bang, bong. Is that legal?
Yes, sir. Do you think that you have the right to add an additional condition to this contract?
When I initially went to sell her the car, she agreed to getting full coverage. I wrote out a...
Listen to me very carefully. This
I love it when she starts freaking out. Listen to me very carefully.
is your contract
Yep.
with her.
Yep.
Period. If you wanted
Period.
as a condition of this sale that she had full coverage on the car until you were completely paid, you put it in the contract. You get me?
I'm not a car dealer, Your Honor.
I don't give a rat's two whether you're a car dealer or whether you repair antennas on Mars. If you have a contract with her, you have absolutely no right, if she has fulfilled her terms of the contract, to take the car back. Put your hand down. Where is the car?
I have it.
It goes back to her.
Apologies if I laughed myself into a cough. I'm having a little situation. Of course, naturally, the day I'm on annual leave, I get a little bit of a congestion. But we okay.
To rent a car for a month
Listen
and a
to
half...
me, sir, very carefully. Sir, I am preparing an order which will be executed by a marshal. The car goes back to her. You have sold it to her. You cannot repossess the car on any other condition.
I have a witness stating that she take this piece back. The car's not worth it.
Listen to me.
Her face, she's so ready to, Jacob. Like, she's just like, give me a chance, girl. I got this in the bag. And like, oh, her moment. She's going to be so dramatic. I can't wait.
If she doesn't want the car back,
That's what she told
Mr.
me.
Mistake,
Yep.
she's going to tell me. And if she doesn't want the car back, then she gets nothing.
As if she's not, even out of spite, as if you couldn't say, I want the car back.
Because
Just
she
to be
made
a
an
bitch.
agreement. Now, I only have one question for you, Miss King. Do you want this car back?
Hell
I'm not
yeah.
gonna get the money back.
You are not getting the money, madam, because he is going to give you the car, which is what you bargained for. But
yes.
then you have to pay him. Do you understand?
I understand.
Very good. I will sign an order. The marshal will execute that order. You get your car back, madam, and you start paying him the money. Thank you very much. That's all.
Excuse, you may step out. She wasn't happy.
She kind of seemed like she was unhappy with the deal then when she was the one who sued. Like, what are you suing for? You're suing for the money back of a car you bought. I couldn't keep up with that. That was only 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and I have no idea who won out of that situation.
With the car, and she, I could take it back, and now they're giving her the car back.
I'm not too happy. I didn't want the car back. I wanted my cousin. She knew before.
And now the next case.
Oh, an old hand-up girl didn't get her moment.
All parties in the matter of Engelhardt versus Sikowski. Step forward, please.
21-year-old Kimberly Engelhardt is suing her former friend, 21-year-old Denise Sikowski, for the cost of 2 tickets to a reggae festival.
Miss Engelhardt, according to the complaint that I read, a group of people were going to a concert, and the defendant was a friend of yours. You asked her if she wanted to join group at the concert. You say that Miss Sikowski said that she definitely wanted to go, along with her boyfriend. You put the pair of tickets on your credit card. Turns out that only Miss Sikowski went. You wanted to pay.
All right, poll. If you say to a mate, hey, do you want to come to a concert? And they say yes, and you're like, right, should I buy tickets? And they're like, I'm keen. And then you buy the tickets, and then they turn around and go, oh, like, I don't actually have any money. Like, I shouldn't come. I can't really afford to come. Like, they should still pay for it, right? Don't you think? I mean, I'm sure that's where this is going to go, surely. Like, unless they were like, yeah, I'm keen, but I don't have any money. And then you're like, I'll buy tickets. But, like, if you are under the pretense that you bought the tickets for your peeps.
for both of the tickets. The remainder on her ticket. She didn't give you the full amount.
Yes.
Ms. Sikowski says she only said she was ready to go to the concert, and her boyfriend hadn't committed to go to the concert, and if you didn't think long and hard enough about contacting him, then that's your problem, not hers. He didn't go. So, Ms. Sikowski, is this the boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me your name.
She doesn't even need
How
to
old are
say.
you, Chris?
I'm 20.
And you?
21.
How long have you been a couple?
21.
For almost 2 years.
Do you live together?
Yes, ma'am.
You live together in an apartment that you share?
We lived together in an apartment for a year, and then we live in a house now.
That you
together.
lease?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When was the concert?
The first weekend in August.
What kind of concert was it?
It was a reggae festival.
A reggae festival?
Yes, it was 3 day long.
Where do you stay?
You camp along the river, and wherever there's a place, you set up your tent.
Sounds delicious. Okay. Now, Miss Sikowski, when
You imagine JJ at a reggae festival, just parked up in a tent, like a Bush Duff style, but with the reggae happening? Oh, she'd be great.
your friend Miss Engelhardt discussed it with you,
You can tell Judge Judy parties.
tell me what you said to her.
Well, first of all, it was all 4 of us at my apartment, and
4 of you, including this gentleman?
yes, ma'am.
That's your boyfriend.
Yes.
And she asked us. She had already paid for all 4 of the tickets, and I said that sounded lovely.
Does this chick, hold on,
And
does she not look like a party girl version of Velma from the live action Scooby-Doo?
wanted to go, definitely. And Chris said that it sounded good, but he could not commit to it because he didn't know his financial state right then, and if he had other plans going
Is
on.
that what he said?
I am not exactly sure what he said, but I remember that she agreed to wanting to go.
She said she wanted to go. Did she say she or they?
She said she wanted to go, but later on, before the concert started, she told me that they were both going to go.
When you say before the concert started, when did she tell you that they were both going to go?
But he didn't say he was going, so...
Maybe it was in July.
In between this first conversation, which was in what conversation at your house?
I believe it was in May.
Between May and July, had you tried to sell either one or both of these tickets?
No, I didn't, because I assumed that she would like to purchase the ticket, if not both of them.
Okay. But it wasn't until July that she told you they were both going to go?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I wanted. Mr. Holton,
Yes.
tell me about your plans to go to this concert, sir.
Well, I never really had any
Look at
official.
me.
Never really had any official plans. She brought it up, like she said, in May. It sounded kind of interesting to me, but like this was months ahead of time. I never actually told her I would be going to the concert, and didn't even know if she actually had the tickets. We never said, hey, buy us the tickets and we'll pay you back.
Mr. Holton, 2 couples go...
I mean, if they never said it, he never said to her that he was keen. She never asked. Why should he? I don't
going
know.
on a camping trip. Camping trip where they're going to share a tent and be away with each other for 3 days. And you want me to believe that you just weren't sure that you wanted to go with your live-in, with your significant other to this concert? Just because.
Well, I mean, honestly,
Jeb, don't put your hand up. I'd like him to finish.
I don't know, honestly, I never really wanted to
That's what she said.
go to a reggae festival. I'm not really into reggae.
Did you tell that to your live-in?
Yeah, I don't think I really explained it to her that I wasn't going to go, but
Well, I
never...
want you to explain to me what you explained to her, sir. If you didn't explain to her that you weren't going to go,
Well, I didn't-
how did you think somebody was going to read your mind that you weren't going to go?
Well, she wasn't trying to sell me a ticket. The plaintiff here was trying to sell a ticket to somebody that didn't want a ticket.
Now I'll hear you.
From the very beginning, Chris never said that he was going to take this ticket. He said it sounded like a good idea, but he said that he would never commit to the ticket. Kim and I had talked about this several times about him wanting the ticket, and I told her several times that Chris was not going to take the ticket, and I told Kim if she wants to talk to him about it, then go for it. Call him because she has the phone number. I ended up going to this place by myself.
I disagree.
30,000 people there.
Just a second. You didn't go there by yourself. According to the complaint
Well, you went there with 30,000 people.
that I read and your answer, you picked up his ticket and you went with his ticket and yours. So you took 2 tickets.
Because it's $165, I would not want to leave under somebody's doorstep to be
Why?
taken.
Why?
Because that was
What
my
did you
friend.
What did you do with it?
My intentions were to give it back to her
What?
because...
Listen to me. You took both tickets. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
both tickets.
To give her one back.
I don't care what your intention was. You took both tickets.
It's $165 underneath somebody's doorstep.
That's not the problem.
I mean, I think that's fair.
The problem is you took both tickets.
It would be my fault if it was lost in the first place.
Well, what did you do with it?
I took it with me, and I never found Kim. I tried calling her several times. I was there by myself. I ended up having to sleep on the side of a road because I could not find her to go camping with her, and I couldn't find her the second day. They wanted $80 for parking. I spent over $160 getting up to this festival, and then trying to find my friend. She never even called me to notify me where she was at or where her camping ground.
Another trying to sound super smart thing, like instead of just trying to let me know where she's at, trying to notify me of her location.
Were because we were supposed to camp together, and she never called me.
Who's the we?
Myself, Kim, and her boyfriend.
Just the three of you?
Yes.
Did you know that it was just going to be the three of you camping together?
The day before that we left, I found out Chris
I thought she was saying that to the boyfriend in the corner then. That would have been like...
wasn't gonna go.
Just to say, was that the first?
Yeah, Shreyan, I'm fine. I don't know if you saw me mention earlier that I am a little unwell, but I'm actually just like, I just woke up a little stuffy, but I've been smashing the water, smashing the vitamins. It's my first day of holidays, so naturally you get sick, right? But all good.
First time you found out he wasn't going to go?
It might have been a day before, but it was within 24 hours of the concert.
Tell me who told you he wasn't going.
Denise told me that he wasn't going.
And what did you say to her?
I said, well, what are we going to do with that ticket? Because, you know, it was intended for him. I hadn't tried to give it to anybody else because I was under the assumption that
He was going until he had to do paperwork on the new
take it.
house. Don't talk over me.
Sorry.
So that's what she said.
She told me that she was going to try to go up the next day because she had a lot of stuff going on. And I said, okay, that's fine. We would try to meet up at the concert. But what I didn't know was that people at this concert and that I wouldn't be able to find her.
Okay, how much did you lay out for those two tickets?
It was a total of $330 for both tickets.
And how much money did she give you?
She gave me $65.
Is that correct?
No, Your Honor, that's not true. I paid her the full amount for that ticket.
No, that is not
Show
true.
me.
I paid her with cash.
She paid me $65
Yeah,
and said, I'll
payments.
give you the rest later because she was paying me installments.
I paid her 2 installments.
One installment.
I believe you, Miss Engelhardt. I believe you. I believe she gave you $65. You owe her $265. That's all. Judgment for the plaintiff. Step
What a lame case.
out.
Why is that excused? You may step out.
Because it's obvious you can't really trust friends anymore.
It's quite stupid actually, but she was the one.
Never trust your friends when lending money, ever. No matter how much it is, no matter how close the friend, the second that you lend money, unless it's like an immediate payback, it gets awkward. Immediately. Unless, as I said, it's an immediate payback, because then you're like, you feel awkward for asking for it back, you feel awkward if they don't pay you. If they don't pay you, you're like, well, do I just like shut them out? Like, just don't bother. Don't bother. Don't like, just don't do it. Don't borrow money from your friends. Don't lend money to your friends.
One that decided.
All parties in
Like,
the
unless
matter
they're
of
like,
Christ
dying or something, but you know.
versus Emerson. Step forward.
Peggy Price is suing her ex-boyfriend, Corey Emerson, for loans to pay rent, fix his bike, and travel to his brother's wedding. Corey says the money she gave him was never a loan.
Miss Price,
Whoa! This guy looks like Fez from that 70s show.
Mr. Emerson was your boyfriend for a brief period of time.
This
and
guy, he looks like a chunkier version of Fez.
According to your complaint, you made a series of loans to him. You want your money back because he broke off the relationship. He says that he did break off the relationship. Any money that you gave him during the relationship were gifts because you cared for him. He needed the money. That's what people do, care for each other. Okay.
I finally got to see my little Navi thing and my little bar move. Thank you, Jacob, for joining my Twitch community. That was so cute. So cute.
They help each other out, and the only time it became a loan was when he broke up with you. Is that your defense, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you, Mr. Emerson?
30 years old.
Ever been married?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
Just once.
When and for how long?
I was married when I was 20 for 9 years.
You have children?
2.
How old are your children?
9 and 10.
Do you see them?
Almost every day.
So you're a good father.
I try to be, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. Emerson?
I work for the railroad.
And how long have you worked for the railroad?
6.5 years.
Pay child support?
Yes, ma'am.
What about you, Miss Price? How old are you?
32.
Ever been married?
Yes.
When and for how long?
2000 until 2005.
Have any children?
2.
How old are they?
5 and 13.
Do you work?
I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm self-employed hairstylist.
Children see their...
You know, Jacob, out of all the alerts on my Twitch that I have, I don't actually have the owl, but I should get it for something like the dun 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 bloop.
Father?
Yes.
Do you pay child support?
He's disabled, so they get Social Security.
And your former wife, sir, what does she do?
She has an in-home daycare.
So it would be a fair statement, Mr. Emerson, to say that both of these families are sort of struggling to make ends meet financially. That be a fair statement?
I wouldn't say that I'm struggling, nor would I say she's struggling at all.
Really?
That's correct.
You think there's plenty of money to go around?
I do.
Then why would you take money from her, Mr. Emerson?
I didn't take any money.
No, listen to me, sir.
Oh.
You did take money from her. Whether it's a gift or a loan, you did take money from her, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, if these two families are in pretty much similar circumstance, why would you take money from
They hear it and they immediately unfollow.
her?
Things come up, things need to be paid. She offers to pay for those things. I wasn't going to say no.
Why not? That's my question. Why not? Would not a person with a certain moral compass say, listen, you're a working gal, you got 2 little children. I'm a working guy, I got 2 little children.
Somebody offers me money. Who am I to say no?
A creep. That's who you are. Because whether I determine this was a gift or a loan, you're a creep. You're not talking about somebody who's got money.
I was about to pause it and say something that was so not even as funny, I don't even remember what it was now. Oh, that was brilliant.
Extra cash and says to somebody that she cares about, listen, I got a lot of extra cash. You need something, I'll help you with it. You were pretty well aware of the fact, if you were dating for a while, that she's a hardworking gal who comes home from work, takes care of her kids, does the cooking, whatever, does everything that has to be done. And you, on the other hand, who see your children every day, which is really very nice, probably have much less responsibility with regard to doing their laundry, with regard to taking them to their appointments, with regard to doing the general stuff, what I call the grunt work, because your children do live with their mother, don't they?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we're going to decide whether you are a creep that took the money because it was a loan or a creep that took the money because it was a gift.
Judge Judy clocking people by calling them a creep is my new favourite thing in the world.
By the way, I don't approve of your behavior. When did you start dating Mr. Emerson?
The second week of May, 2006.
Tell me when and under what circumstances he asked you for the first amount of money.
He wrecked his bike, the fork broke. He said that he didn't have the money to pay for it. Sent me a text message, can you do me a huge favor? That's how all of them start.
We love a good can you do me a huge favour?
Could you do me a huge favor?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What did it say?
I need money to pay for the fork for my bike. I said under the condition that he make payments, whatever. Eventually it's got to be paid back.
When did you tell him eventually he has to be paid back?
I didn't set a date. I just said, whenever you can pay me back.
Okay, so and how much was that for?
This check was for $409.81.
I mean, that's nice. What are you going to be like to your significant other at the time? Be like, I expect it by a close of business Friday afternoon.
Okay, next.
Then he was having problems. He didn't have enough money to pay his rent. So
How did you find out about that?
he sent me a text message again asking him to help him pay his rent. And I said, how much is it? And he said it was $640 with late fees. I said, how much do you have? He said he had like $400 in the bank. And I said, I can help you out, but once again, it's, we're adding this on. So I wrote a check for $640, but he gave me $403 of it.
Go ahead.
Then he had to get home.
That's how you know that she's doing the right thing, because Shreyan, thank you! Yay! Now we've got 2 of 5. 2 of 5. If you're new and viewing, we are holding a little watch party watching JJ on YouTube, but we are moving to Twitch. The little fairy you just saw is Navi, letting me know that somebody named Shreyan, who is in my chat, joined me on my Twitch. So if you want to do that, you could be announced on screen as well. Did that make any sense? I am not an online presence. What was I saying about this lady? You know that she is doing the right thing and that she's not trying to just scam him for everything that she's lent, because she lent him 600 and she's like, yeah, but he gave me 400 of that back. So
Brother's wedding was a month before.
You had to go to a wedding?
To Montana. And, you know, we talked about it, and I'm like, I can help you out if you want me to, or whatever, I can help you out.
I don't want whatever. You're in court now, Miss Price. You have to be specific about what you said to him and what he said to you, and I want you to trust me on this. I know what you're making up, and I know what you're not making up.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
So a month later, he had a wedding?
Yes.
Where were you when he asked you for the money for the trip?
We were at a bar.
And what did he say to you?
He just said that he didn't have the money to get there. Could I help him out?
And what did you say?
I said, I can do what I can, you know, but...
And how much was that?
The plane ticket was $346.60, and the Greyhound bus that I put him on, because I waited till the last minute to get the plane ticket, and it was going to be $900.
Ugh.
So I wasn't going to do that. I didn't have the money
US as well.
to do that, and he knew that. So I sent him on a Greyhound, and that was $159.
Have you guys ever rode on a Have you guys ever rode on a Greyhound? Ridden on? Have you ever travelled with Greyhound buses? It's quite nice.
Okay, and that's it.
Yes.
And what date was that?
He left on the 1st of August and returned on the 8th.
And when did you and Mr. Emerson stop seeing each other?
He came in on the 11th, which was a Friday, at about noon.
To your salon?
My work, yes. I proceeded to give him and his son a haircut at no charge, thinking everything was okay, because we'd had no problems up till then. And I got a text message 6 hours later from him saying that...
What's her name? Is it Peggy Page? That's amazing.
That we needed a break.
What a name, Peggy. Is Peggy short for something?
And, you know, this wasn't working. It was moving too fast. And so we went back and forth through text messages. And I said, you know, I have the right to know why you're feeling this way. I've done everything in the relationship I've given.
And he said?
He said, since you're giving me an ultimatum, it's over.
Okay, now, Mr. Emerson, it's your turn.
Creep. She was right. JJ's always right, but yeah, creep.
June.
The mountain bike. I wrecked my mountain bike. It was going to cost about $400 to fix it. I had talked with Peggy about the price, and she offered to pay for it.
What would you talk to her about the price for?
Well, we're in a relationship. We talked about, I talked about wrecking my mountain bike and, what it was going to be to fix it. And
why would you tell her that? Why don't you tell your ex-wife that?
Actually, I did tell my ex-wife that.
Did she give you any money?
No.
You have living parents?
Yes.
Yeah, well, your mother loves you for a longer time than the plaintiff did one.
Awkward if you didn't.
Did you call your mother and say, I broke my spoke?
I didn't need to. The plaintiff had already offered to pay for it.
She wouldn't need to have offered to have paid for it, Mr. Emerson, if you didn't have a problem. And you wouldn't have had a problem if you called your mother, or your father, or your brother, or your sister, and said, could you loan me some money? Then you wouldn't have even had to mention it to her.
It wasn't a loan. She just offered to.
I mean, I don't know how long these guys have been together for, but like out of all of the people in my life, if I was running into a financial problem, the first person I would ask, I mean, to be fair, like we're like de facto and whatever, like I would ask Tyson, but I feel like I have the ability and I'm very lucky that I can go to my parents, but I would always go to Tyson first, unless it was like thousands of dollars or something, but like...
To offer to pay for it, man.
Well, what about Mr. Emerson? You need not do that. I only know you 8 weeks.
But this guy kind of seems, 8 weeks, there you go, never mind. Cancel everything I just said.
I wouldn't think of taking any money from you because I have a mother who gave birth to me. I have an ex-wife who I support along with my 2 children. I have a brother, sister, father. I've known a long time. I wouldn't think of taking money from you. How about that?
Didn't even cross my mind.
No. Yeah. That's because you're a creep. Now, Mr. Emerson, you want to tell me what cathartic event happened between the 1st of August when you went home to your brother's wedding and the 11th of August when you had your haircut and your son's haircut for free at Miss Price's salon that caused you to send her a text message that said, we need a break?
It had been leading up.
You're going to tell me the cathartic event between August 1st when you left on a plane ticket that she purchased for you and when you came back on a Greyhound bus ticket that she had purchased for you that caused you to say...
Another reason why I want to get a webcam is because after 30 minutes, it automatically turns off on the shutter and I have to click it on. So didn't die. It was just like an awkward moment. But yeah, there you go. Bang on 30 minutes.
We need a break.
How's the voice on it? Smell again.
Okay, it was...
Follow my train of thought, sir.
It was big deal was the plane ticket. She tells you she's gonna do something and she'll play along with the story. I'm gonna do this. I've got it taken care of. Don't worry. I'll do
just
it.
a second. Just a second. Let's get rid of the gobbledygook, sir. What you're complaining about is
the fact
what
that
you're.
it does not follow through.
Listen. What you're saying is she sent you home by bus instead of plane. Is that what you're telling me?
That was one of the problems, yes.
Oh, very good. Major creep.
What a reason to break up with someone.
Major creep. Judging for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,154. That's all.
Parties are excused when they step out.
That was good. We're halfway through and they were, you know, they've gotten better, so I'm keen for the end.
There was never any agreement that any money would be paid back.
It was a loan, and he said he owed me nothing.
It was all offered with no strings attached.
He continued to say he owed me nothing.
There was nothing malicious about any of my activities.
I told him he couldn't get any more money when he came back.
Children, but when he moved out of the apartment after a disagreement.
Damn, I wanted to watch the end of that. She seemed like sassed out. I wonder if that was a clip cut or if no, surely she was like, I told him he couldn't have any more money when he came back from being bussed home on Greyhound, and now she's like, so then he broke up with me. It was also sad.
He stopped paying rent. He's not on the lease. He feels no obligation to pay rent when he's not living there. Okay. When did you move into the apartment with Mr. Parrish?
After we got engaged, December of 2005.
Did he give you a ring?
Yes, he did. I have it with me.
Okay.
And I even went with my mom and bought a wedding dress, and I bought my daughter's dresses. We were going to have a ceremony on the beach. And
when did you move in together?
Mid-February of 2006. And he went with me to the leasing office. When we went to fill out the forms for the application fee, which was $150, and to transfer within the same complex to a 2-bedroom, that was $500.
So you had a 1-bedroom apartment with your 2 children?
Correct.
Where were you living, sir?
I was renting a house
That is correct.
in Chesapeake.
With
which is
his mother.
About 35 minutes from where she was living.
Okay, so you weren't living together in the 1-bedroom apartment?
No.
No.
I'm looking at him.
Sorry.
So, you moved into the 2-bedroom apartment in February of 2006, and the lease was in your name only.
Correct, but we had discussed, we had an agreement that we would rent the 2-bedroom together for 1 year to save up money to buy a house for after we got married. And he paid half the rent for 10 months.
Right, I got you. While he lived there.
Right, correct.
And he paid the rent faithfully, half of the rent, despite the fact that he's only one person out of 4 living in the apartment, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, but they were minors.
I don't care if they're minors or not. He's one person out of 4.
Correct.
Living in the apartment. You get child support for your 2 children?
I get for one child because he has them half of the month and I have them half the month.
So you get child support for 1 child?
Correct.
How much?
$400 a month.
Okay. And he paid half of the other expenses on the apartment for the 10 months that he was living there?
Yes, he did. He paid half the utilities.
Half of everything?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, what happened when he moved out?
He didn't give me any notice. He just...
So you must have had a disagreement.
We got into a fight.
About what?
I had asked him to do the dishes, and he was watching TV.
Just you're going to get a turn.
And I waited about 2 hours. He still hadn't done it, so I went ahead and did it. And I got upset with him. I said, thanks a lot for helping me out around the house. You know, you eat on the dishes too. And he said, well, I was going to do it. I didn't know there was a time limit. And he started yelling at me. My youngest daughter was home. He was yelling in front of her. So I'm...
This is like literally every toxic fight literally ever. Like, did she say, can you do it immediately? And he said yes, and then he didn't do it. No. She said, can you do the dishes? He's like, yeah, I will get to it. And she's like, hey, thanks. And then like gets the shits because he doesn't like leap off the couch to do the dishes, and then she does them because she's impatient, and she's like, you never fucking help me around the house. Like, I mean, can relate. I'm totally exactly the same. Like, it's not exactly something to leave someone over.
I'm like, well, I don't want you yelling around her. He said, well, then I won't. And he went and packed his bags. I said, where are you going? He's like, I'm moving out. He gave me no notice. I said, what do you mean? Are you going to a hotel room? And he's like, no, I'm moving.
Obviously, there was so much more behind this. There is no way that, like, they were in a totally loving, happy relationship and she wasn't a nagging psychopath. I mean, I'm not defending him because I don't know what he's like. I don't know what she's like either, but, like, this one incident is not the reason he moved out.
out, I'm not coming back.
Miss Holtz, there must have been some clue to you prior to that things weren't going well.
We had had a few disagreements, yes, about...
So things were not going well?
Correct.
Well, you don't want your children to be involved with that sort of hostile environment, do you?
No, but he had only yelled one other time in a year and a half. And
well,
it
that's
wasn't
fine. That's fine.
The occurrence.
That's fine. You don't want it to get any worse, do you? You don't want your children in an environment that's not healthy.
No, that's why.
So that it would be a... Shh. So that it would be a good idea that he left.
Yes.
I would agree with that.
But I felt he was obligated for the last 2 months of the rent.
Where are you living now?
I just moved to a smaller apartment that I could afford on my own.
Just a second. How much rent was this apartment that you moved into together?
$1,203 a month.
And how much was the rent in the apartment that you had been living in?
It was $988. The one bedroom, and my new rent is $895.
So the difference in rent was $200 a month between the one bedroom and the two bedroom.
Right, but if we wouldn't have gotten engaged, I wouldn't have gotten that apartment. I would have gotten something I could afford on my own.
Listen
Your
to me.
Honor.
I mean, that's fair.
I look at objective things. Objectively, you were paying $1,000 on one, and this is $1,200.
And I knew I couldn't afford it if I didn't have a roommate, or if we hadn't gotten engaged. I would have gotten a smaller apartment on my own.
Good.
And I also have bank checks for the transfer
Good.
fee and the application fee, which he agreed to pay half of. And I also have harassment. I want like $1,000 for phone harassment. I have phone records of him.
You mean after? Just a second, Miss Holtz. Do you mean to tell me after he moved out, as he said he wanted it over?
Correct.
He started calling you. You didn't call him.
No.
Just a second. Just listen to me. You just listen to me.
I can almost predict the end of this is like, she's having her moment. He went to say something. She's like, no, you'll get your turn. He'll literally say like 3 words and she'll be like, judgment for the plaintiff. No. The countersue. The judgment for the countersue. Whatever.
You didn't call him.
No, Your Honor.
He called you.
Yes, and I have tape recording of it.
Okay.
Calling me terrible names.
You never called me.
Just a second. Mr. Parrish.
Yes, ma'am.
When you left, sir, it is your claim that Miss Holtz called you.
Sorry about my nose, sorry.
You.
Yes, ma'am.
What did she say when she called you?
She called me a lot of adjectives that I won't use here, and I left. It was the reason I left was more than
A lot of adjectives that I won't use here. You can just
just the
imagine.
dishes.
Go ahead, sir.
To back up and give you some background of just that day, I won't be long-winded. It was a Sunday morning. I had some work to do. I was going to do it early in the morning.
This is always long-winded. Like, I'm going to make this short. It was a Saturday morning. The temperature was 25 degrees. I had eggs for breakfast.
Instead, I put that work off until the afternoon. While she laid in bed, I did the dishes, fed the kids, cleaned the kitchen, did 2 loads of laundry, put all that away, spruced the house up while she's still in bed, asked her if there's anything else I can do before I went and did my
Damn, the dream.
work. No,
Tom Del Rosso, what's up, bitch?
everything's fine. I went away and worked it took me about 3.5, 4 hours. I came back.
What kind of work did you do?
I'm a small contractor.
Go ahead.
Took about 3.5, 4 hours. I came back. The NFL football playoffs were on. I watched the second half of the first game. The next game was the Dallas game, which I'm a huge fan. She knows that. I sat down to watch that. In the meantime, she had gone in the kitchen.
That's just rude. You don't interrupt somebody in the middle of a sports game and be like, a sports game. The bowl of sports. You don't interrupt. Like, I could only imagine if Tyson was watching the NRL and I was like, can you do the dishes? And he's like, yeah, cool, no worries. And then it's like the second half or the third quarter or whatever the football terms are. And I'm like, you never fucking help me out this place. And it'd be like, wow, like, hold the fort. Hold the fuck up, mate.
Kitchen and started going off about everything. I had left a Walmart receipt on the counter from where I bought some groceries the day before, which I bought
Del Ross is a Dallas Cowboys fan.
my share and then some of the groceries for all 4 of us. She started griping about the receipt on the table, you know.
P.S. Del Ross, I'm not sure if you've noticed the very arrogant text mentioning that I've moved to Twitch. If you're not already a follower, hit me up, mate.
Well, why'd you leave this receipt here? You want money from me? I said, did I ever ask you for money? Is this why you left the receipt? She on and on and on. This goes on for over an hour.
It's not true, Your Honor.
Shh, don't interrupt him.
After the conclusion of that, she goes and stands in front of the television, or not directly in front of it, but right beside it, hand on her hip, and says, you've watched one football game, now I expect you're going to sit here and watch another one? And I looked at her and I said, yeah, I'm going to watch another one. You know, I'm a Dallas fan. I'm going to watch the game. And she said something, and that was it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I got up. I had some shirts and some clothes in the apartment. She goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm leaving. I've had enough.
Your Honor, he never works on Sundays. He hates working on Sundays. He did not go to work
Your
that
Honor,
day.
I'm a small contractor.
What difference does it make whether
Because he's lying. It's showing that he lies.
I did go to work.
Ms. Holtz, if something doesn't make sense, it's usually not true. And what doesn't make sense to me is I listened to him only for a couple of minutes, and I've made a judgment, because I'm usually good at making judgments, that he's not a nut.
Unlike you, bitch.
You haven't heard this.
Oh, I don't think he's a nut. I think maybe he was stretched to the limit, but I don't think he's a nut. And I think when he left, he probably would have left you alone, but you started bugging him because you were angry. Just as you are angry right now. You are so angry right now, you can't even contain yourself.
I'm just nervous, Your Honor.
You're angry. You're still angry.
I'm angry at what he called me, yes. He called me very vulgar and obscene things, and I don't deserve that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
To be fair, she probably doesn't. But also she seems a little crazy. But no one deserves to be called nasty things.
I could understand.
Such an SJW I am.
And if she was going to sue me for bigamy, because in that pretty little head there's about 12 personalities.
This is what I get on messages.
Mr. Parrish.
Just letting you know.
Let him show his true colors.
And later today,
Defense is he broke the windshield in the car instead of breaking your face, because that's how mad he was. Am I reading it right?
people, Judge Judy. Natalie Holtz claims ex-fiancé Thomas Parrish posed for breaking their lease and for harassing her over the phone. Thomas claims he...
I wonder if the audio of Judge Judy's like da-da-da-da would be something I would get copyright for if I didn't pause it.
moved out because of Natalie's
Not willing to risk it.
constant nagging.
I'm going to ask you again to answer my question and answer it honestly. After he left that day, who called who first?
He called me.
First.
Yes, he
And
called
what-
me 27 times.
Just a second. So what did he say, Miss Holtz, when he called you after he left?
He said that I only think about myself, that I'm a self-centered, and I can't repeat what he called me. And yes, I did call him once. I asked him for
Can't or won't.
my key back.
Just a second. My question was, who called who first?
He called me first. I have the phone records.
You have a phone record that shows all your outgoing calls?
Yes, I do, but his
Great.
is first.
Great. Let me take a look at what you have. Put a mark next to where you called him.
I'll put a star where I called him. All the other check marks are him calling me.
Just go back to the beginning.
The beginning is where he left on the 6th.
$1,000 because I didn't just block his number. I'm pretty sure you've been able to block phone numbers for literally ever.
What's your phone number, sir?
286.
At your mother's house.
That's my cell phone. That's the only.
At your cell phone.
That's the only phone I use. Yes, ma'am.
Well, on the 6th, madam, 286 is outgoing.
It says incoming.
Outgoing, outgoing, outgoing. Then you have a couple of incoming. But on the 6th, I want you to point to where I've checked this off, please, and let her look at it.
All the highlights.
Just,
okay.
I'm not talking highlighted. Look at where I made the check marks.
That was in the afternoon. He was still home, or he hadn't moved out yet. That was in the afternoon.
Why would she call me?
The next day. It's the next day when he started harassing me.
Listen to me. What? Hey, give it back to me.
Incoming.
Miss
These are all incoming.
Miss Holtz, you don't want me to think you're a nut, do you?
No, ma'am.
On the 6th, which is the day he left, according to you.
That night.
I'm speaking. You called him at a time when you said he wasn't out working, because you said he doesn't work on Sundays. So clearly, you called him at that cell phone number, 216, 252, and 252.
Yes, he went to the grocery store.
So what'd you call him 3 times for?
He called me, and I called him back on several occasions.
So he went to the grocery store for whom?
For all of us. We all had to eat.
So he was out on family business.
Yes, before we got in a fight. Yes, ma'am, he was.
After I finished working.
I mean, to be fair, when Tyson goes to the grocery store, he'll call me like twice.
Okay. Then the next phone call on the
Static
7th
Sickle.
of January was a
Thank
phone
you.
call from you to him
Who is that?
at 8:09
Is that-
p.m.
Is that Del Ross or is that another loyal viewer?
You called him first. Then you called him at 9:10 p.m., 6:59 a.m., 7:30 a.m.
He wouldn't return my call to get my key back, Your Honor.
Please.
And I have the text messages right here of all the incoming text messages.
Okay, Miss Oaks, I'm going to listen to me, Matt. Get over it.
It's okay to call somebody the B word and the C word?
Get over it. Sticks and stones break your bones. Names will never hurt you. Did your mother ever teach you that? You have to get over it. It's finished. You may be angry. You may be angry that you devoted 10 months of your time to him. He may not have said nice things to you. I mean, you...
God, remember when 10 months felt like a really long time? Like, in the sense of relationships? Tyson and I are celebrating 6 years next week. 6 years. That's disgraceful. Amazing. I mean, it's great, but it's just like... I remember, like, breaking up with one of my BFs from when I was, like, early 20s, and it was, like, the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. We only dated for, like, a year and a half, and I acted like it was the end of my friggin' life.
I've had 24 calls since the 9th on here.
Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm looking at your phone records.
I don't have them.
You called him first.
To get my key back and my mailbox key back.
Change the lock.
You said he called first. I'm sorry.
What? Go ahead.
She cray.
I just want to clear up a couple of things. You've done a nice job of clearing up the harassment. First of all, I don't understand her suing me for ever how much she sued me for, $1,200, $1,300.
I love how she shakes her head like as if you need to tell her what she's done a nice job of doing. She's been doing this for fucking 20 years, mate.
Whatever it is. I could understand if she was going to sue me for bigamy. I could understand that because in that pretty little head there's about 12 personalities.
Mr. Parrish.
This is what I get on messages.
Mr. Parrish, listen to me. Not necessary, sir.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Let him show his true colors.
Not necessary.
Okay.
She may be stressed. She's a single mother.
She's a good mother.
She's a single mother. Takes care of kids. Money, I'm sure, is tight. I'm sure it was much more comfortable when you were there. Much less stressful financially when you were there. You're not there anymore. A life she anticipated is over. But I don't think that you're responsible for any rent when you weren't living there. I think that you took care of more than your fair share of the bills when you lived there in a family that was really not yours. You left. The responsibility is hers. She was angry and...
Jacob, imagine suing for phone harassment when she's called. Like, she's been the one who called first to get her key back, and then she's like, oh my god, no.
These phone records do not support harassment on your part, sir. I mean, common sense dictates that if you left, you would have been just as happy to be left alone. Period. But very hard when you are stressed to deal with that kind of change. I get it. But you're not entitled to any money back. The case is dismissed. That's
Your
all.
Honor.
That's all.
Isaac, excuse me, step back.
He was the one that had the 6 or 7 different personalities.
I don't know what her problem is.
Miller versus Simpson. Step forward.
25
Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't have said that shit. Oh, yeah, she got 6 or 7 different personalities. What does that got to do with fucking anything, you dickhead?
Leah Miller is suing her ex-roommate, 21-year-old
God, she looks like a Leah, doesn't she?
waitress Angelica Simpson for her share of the furniture purchased for
Exactly,
their
Jacob.
apartment.
Miss Miller, you and Miss Simpson were friends and roommates for a while. You claimed that when she moved out, she took half the furniture in the apartment and that you were both purchased on a credit card.
Correct.
You were stuck with the credit card and she took half the furniture.
Correct.
Miss Simpson says...
Gee, I think this is around 2006, this episode. These ladies are stuck in, like, 92.
She did not take half the furniture.
Correct.
She
I'll be fair, 99.
only took a bed.
A bedroom set.
Bed. And she left items there that are worth far more than the bed that she took. Now, when did you move in together?
February of 2005.
Was it a one-year lease?
It was actually 15 months.
And
I know the hair's killing me. It is such a, I'd like to speak to the manager haircut.
when did you move out?
I left the last weekend in January.
If her name was Karen, I'd die.
And that was by agreement.
Correct.
When did you purchase the furniture?
February of 2005.
What did you purchase?
She purchased a bedroom set. I purchased a bedroom set.
When you say she purchased a bedroom set and you purchased one, were they purchased on 2 different credit cards or 1 credit card?
No, they did.
Those eyebrows, as a makeup doer, and I'm sure if any makeup artist were to watch would agree, perfect. They are the perfect eyebrows for doing like SFX makeup.
Did a joint account for both of us, so we were both liable for it.
Okay. Continue.
I also purchased a living room set, and she purchased her bedroom set, which included a bed, a dresser, an end table, a mattress. I purchased the same thing, plus a living room set, which included a couch, a coffee table, an ottoman, and a love seat.
Okay, go ahead.
One night, I came home, and I saw her and her friends playing quarters on my brand new coffee table. I confronted her about it.
When you say you purchased the living room furniture,
yes.
Were you jointly paying the bill with her?
We had separate.
When it gets close up, Tom will tell you.
Separated her cost for my cost, and we came up with an.
So see how, I don't know, no, it won't show my mouse, but see how like she's got like here is like all bushy, and then there's like virtually nothing from like the arch of her eyebrow from like here. Love that. A lot of makeup artists actually shave it off from that arch part so they can get that whole like situation happening. Oh no! Oh no! What did I do? Fuck. Lol. Hold on. Luckily I've got this one saved because I'm not that much of a dickhead. I mean, I am that much of a dickhead, but you know. This isn't as dramatic as last week where I fucked it up royally. Maybe it is. Mate, call me the surgeon because this is a bloody stitch up. I'm going to just remove it. Oh no, I can't remove it. That's right. What do I do? Interact. God damn, we're at like the end of the thing too. How do I go back? What if I just go home? Get a family plan. No, can't do that. Shit. Library? No, history. Watch history. Shit. Oh no, that sucks. That's shit. That sucks. I literally don't know how to fix this. Oh. What if I do this and then I do this? Fixed it. Also, I'm pissed because I have YouTube Red so that I didn't have ads, but fine. I guess we'll just get stitched up with ads. I'm blaming you, Del Ross. This is all your fault.
The matter of King versus Mistake.
25-year-old
Furniture.
Correct.
And that's all that you're suing for.
Well, also, as the time went on, as we were living together, I found things missing from my room.
I don't care about things missing from your room.
I had to purchase a lock to put on there, and I came home with her playing games on my...
Listen to me. I don't care if you had to put a lock on your room. I read it. You had to put a lock on your room for $2?
It was actually 15. Yeah.
In the scheme of things, you're talking about nothing.
Well, I had shirts, underwear I had missing from my room.
Good. I'm not bothering with that.
Yeah. Okay.
You had other people living there, other people staying there, other people...
Mate, the wheelman, bloody typical bloody Del Ross behaviour, honestly. Just like comes in, subscribes, friggin' fucks my stream up. It's fine, mate, no worries. Back to the case. This lady, I don't know what I've done to my screen, but we'll move on again. What was I going to say? Bloody... I used to live with a chick who literally would go into our rooms and steal our shit and just wear them. And like, you'd be out and then she'd come out and she'd be like, hey, and she'd be wearing a dress and you're like, actually I know two people like that. It's weird.
Staying over. Don't bother me with nonsense. You hear about furniture.
Well, when
Don't throw in the kitchen sink to a lawsuit because judges get irritated, especially this one. Okay, how much was your bedroom furniture?
The whole set together was around $1,300. It was like $1,300 and some change. Actually, Honor, I have evidence that hers was $1,412. That would be including the tax, probably.
$1,412. And
Also, I'd just like to point out, I only need 2 more Twitch followers to hit the 5 for this stream. If you're interested, if you're a Twitcher, hit me up. Love you.
how much of that did you pay Miss Simpson?
I started paying her when I moved out. Like I said, I left a TV there that I had purchased for $500. There's also entertainment center, dishes, mirrors, things of that nature that were there that I had left there that I didn't take.
Just a second. Did you have, Miss Simpson, any agreement?
Yes.
Listen, you're not letting me finish my sentence. Did you have an agreement with Miss Miller that in lieu of paying your portion of the bill, $1,412, you were going to leave items in the apartment?
No.
Then I'm not interested in what you left.
But that's where I was going with this. I moved out of the apartment and had paid her $55 for so on months. Then
just a second.
You talked very.
Okay,
go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, you're giving her permission. Okay, go ahead. Do you know who you're dealing with?
I paid her $55 a month for how many months?
It was for 6 months.
Okay.
No.
Shh, just a second. $55 a month for 6 months.
Yes.
Okay, that would be $330.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Then I'm a waitress, so I make all my money in tips, and I was paying her in cash. A incident arose with my mom when she pointed out that it was both my name and Miss Miller's name on the contract. So if I was paying her the money, how would I know that she was paying it to More Furniture? So I went into More Furniture and wanted to...
So get this, a little bit of a personal history for you. I used to be with somebody who used to pay his parents in rent, and they used to pay him in cash, and he spent it all on weed and never paid his parents. So his parents just paid for him and all of his mates' rent, saying one day he'll pay us back, because he told them that they weren't paying him and he didn't know how he was going to come up with the money. So they're like, it's fine, babe, we'll fix you up. But he was just using all of their rent money for weed.
To separate my name for her name on the account. They told me I was not allowed to do that.
Correct.
And that if we didn't pay off the money by the date with no interest, we would have to pay all of the back interest. When I brought this up to her, she did not want to give me receipts for the back payments, nor she had also moved out of the state and had given me a P.O. box where I could send her money, but I wasn't getting anything in return for paying her money. So my agreement was, well, if you're not...
What do you mean your agreement?
My side of it was, if you're not going to be proving to me that I'm paying you and give me a copy of the statement, then I will pay the money directly to More Furniture, but not to you.
So
you don't
did you
need to
do
be
that?
in the middle.
Why wouldn't you do that straight away? I mean, I get it if, like, normal people were just not pieces of shit, but, like...
Oh, man.
Did you do that?
No, because she hasn't been making the payments. They told me that...
Don't tell me what they told you.
Okay.
Do you have your statement?
Yeah, I have all the statements right here.
I'd like to take a look at it.
Here's the statement.
Shh. How much money, if any, did she give you after she moved out?
$320.
No, she's making the payments.
Well, and this is my issue is, like you said, my furniture and her furniture is together, and there wasn't a minimum payment. So when or if it's not paid off, it's still gonna hurt my credit. That's what I'm saying. I have no problem paying the furniture. That's not the issue. I will pay the furniture and More Furniture. It was contacting Leah to make the payment.
But right now it's more than $1,412 because right now they've added interest.
Right.
Right.
But they won't separate us from each other. That's why.
So there's just a second. Well, she's paying something. You're paying nothing.
Sure. No, and I understand that. But
But you have to pay something, madam. Where are you sleeping?
Well, I have a house.
You're sleeping on the bed.
Yes.
So you have to pay something.
I understand that. But I have an agreement with More Furniture to pay the furniture.
I don't see that. Where are you standing there all by yourself with a big smile? Where is the agreement that you have with More Furniture?
I can't get a copy of it because my name and her name's on it without her permission.
Just a second. So how can you have an agreement without a copy of the contract?
Well, that would be the original contract.
What do you mean?
1,412 less 320 is $1,092.
Can I say something?
Being stuck at home is no day.
Alright, I don't know why I all of a sudden have ads, because I literally paid to not have ads, but I can see up in the corner it says sign in, so that's probably why.
Sure.
In the months that I have been paying it, I've had to pay extra.
No!
Matter of King versus Mistake.
Kathleen King is suing her cousin's boyfriend, Edward Mistake, for illegally repossessing a Cutlass Supreme he sold her. Edward claims Kathleen refused to insure the vehicle.
Ms. King, the defendant is your cousin's boyfriend.
Yes.
At the relationship, and you purchased a car from him.
Yes.
You purchased a.
Alright, people.
Jay says he served 10 years for a crime he did not.
I'm still blaming Del Ross for this. I have been doing so well. Is that Steve from bloody Jerry Springer? Well, good thing this is just about to bloody well end, because this has been an absolute balls up. Oh, I was like waiting for the Judge Judy stream, but this is a completely different thing. Oh, how do I have any viewers? I don't know, but I do, and I love you guys, even though I'm the shittest streamer in the world. Da 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 da. I thought that it was an ad, but it's not.
I also purchased a living room set, and she purchased her bedroom set, which included a contract.
$1,420.
Oh, now we're going to get an ad that I didn't pay for. See, this is what happened. Sorry, OBS quit unexpectedly, and for some reason it stayed up, but whatever.
20 is $1,092.
Can I say something?
No.
In the months that I have been paying it, I've had to pay extra, and I was working 2 jobs to, I know $60.
That's good for you.
But I have had back payments and all this stuff that I've had to come up with.
Shreyan, thank you for saving my shit house, how you going, last couple of minutes of my JJ stream. What I'm doing on Twitch, I am doing Monday nights. I'm streaming with my friend Tilly, who I'm pretty sure you were in stream for, where we play games together. And then I'm also going to stream by myself playing a game. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do The Sims, but I might do like app games, because I have the ability to stream app games, but like, I don't know, like Angry Birds or Among Us or something like that. But like streaming fun little games and just like hanging out and chatting and stuff. If I'm like going out one night, I might like stream doing my makeup and stuff. But yeah, like I'm gonna do like a specific, every Monday night is streaming with Tilly, every Wednesday night is JJ streams, and then I gotta figure out when I want to do my gaming streams. But won't be Thursdays because I work late. But yeah, I'm thinking like Friday, but then I'm thinking like maybe I could do like Tuesdays so that I can absolutely commit to it, because obviously people like socialize and do things on Friday nights, but we'll see.
Good. That's what happens when you act stupid and take out a joint credit card with somebody. She owes you $1,092, and as soon as you receive that money, you will sign an agreement with her that the court will prepare, that you are totally indemnifying her against any claim by Miller Furniture for this furniture, and they can deduct forthwith from your salary or your income tax refund, if any. Okay. You do work, don't you?
Yes.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,092. Wait around to sign the contract. Thank you.
I bought the furniture. I owe money for the furniture. It's going to the right person, not the middle person, so I'm okay with it. Justice has been served. I'm not petty. I'm not going to come after someone for damage to a coffee table. I think when you live with someone, you should have respect for all the household belongings. I'm kind of embarrassed that I was friends with someone like that for so long. You can't trust everyone you would like to. You can't be gullible. Don't get a good credit card with somebody. It's not a good idea. I just hope that she learns her lesson and she learns from it.
Forward, please. Charnita Christopher is suing her former friend and child.
Alright, this has got 6 minutes left, so I'm assuming this is going to be the final JJ stream. As I have mentioned, I am feeling a little bit unwell, so I'm probably not going to push myself and go for another episode tonight. But purely because I'm just really tired and unwell. So next week, What might gonna happen, babe?
Care provider, Vashni Dixon, for her share of money paid to Vashni by the state. Vashni is countersuing for unpaid child care fees.
Miss Christopher, Miss Dixon was a friend of yours.
Yes,
and it
ma'am.
was your claim that at some point she needed some assistance, you needed some assistance with child care, and the state was paying for your child care costs.
Yes,
You engaged Miss Dixon to watch your children with the following arrangement, that she would share those child care responsibilities with your aunt, and then they would split the check. It is your claim that when Miss Dixon got the check, she kept the whole check for herself, and you want half the check so that you could give it to your aunt.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Dixon says that there was no aunt, that she watched the children, but that you wanted her to split the county check. You would keep half, and she would keep half. And she felt that that was very unfair, since she had the
What a scandal.
responsibility of watching the children. She has a counterclaim, and her counterclaim is nonsense. Her counterclaim wants you to pay the difference between what the county paid for child care and what she thinks she deserves for child care, the overage, because that's what it says in the contract. That's not the contract you had with her, Miss Dixon.
When she told me, we made the agreement.
Miss Dixon, that wasn't your agreement that she was going to pay you extra.
She was supposed to pay me $4 an hour. The state was supposed to pay that to me. They did not. She didn't tell me that they wouldn't pay all of that. It's her responsibility to
It's
pay.
not her responsibility.
How is it not her responsibility?
Because I say so. Because that wasn't your contract with her. Now, how many children...
Because I say so. Like, what do you mean? How is that not a responsibility? She doesn't owe you shit.
do you have?
3.
How long have you been receiving child care money from the state for the 3 children?
Approximately a year.
Starting when?
It started again March 27th of 06.
And where were you working in March?
I wasn't working. It was for me to be able to look for employment at that time.
Well, did you find employment?
I found employment July 3rd. I was hired at Glamour Shots.
So you're telling me from March 27th until July 3rd, the state was paying you to look for a job?
Yes.
To watch your
ma'am.
children?
Yes, ma'am.
When did she start to babysit for you?
August 7th, 2006.
And where were you working at that time?
I wasn't working.
Well, what happened to the job?
The kids suing the date for not showing up to prom. That was a good episode. That was like primo
That you started in
times.
July.
Oh, August, Glamour Shots. I'm sorry, Glamour Shots.
Are you still working there?
No, ma'am.
When did you stop working there? It's very easy to find out by calling them. When did
August
you stop?
15th. August 15th. I have my check stubs.
All right, so you worked there for a month.
We haven't been blessed enough to see a JJ stream where she actually like calls a place of employment and is like, did they work there? She does that sometimes, and it's funny.
Yes, ma'am.
And why did you leave there?
Because they weren't giving me enough hours.
Well, so you left that job because they weren't giving you enough hours, and you went to the situation where you weren't working at all.
Yes, ma'am. There was a lot of
Just a
other
second.
issues with that job.
So the county wasn't really getting a great bang for their buck by paying for your 3 children for daycare while you're looking for a job.
Why is it always the same people that are like, oh, this was hard, this was shit, they didn't like me for this, they didn't have this available to me? They're always the ones between jobs. Like, why do normal people have jobs for long periods of time?
Job, and you had a job for a total of 1 month when you quit because they weren't giving you enough hours. Something doesn't sound right there, Miss Christopher. So she started working August 7th. And now, a week later, you're not working. So what are you doing when she's watching your children?
Out looking for work.
What does that mean?
I have to go to the workforce center, and they work with me to help me look for work.
Well, how many days a week do you go to the center?
It could be 4, sometimes 5.
Could it be 3?
It depends on what my job counselor...
When did you go to work?
Where did I go to work?
Jacob, I actually did have a job for 1 month. Fun little history about me. I think it might have been during the breakup of Sam and Rab. Actually, no. Anyway, before I moved to Mackay, sorry, I'm just fixing my camera because it's like all angled and fucked up. When I moved to Mackay, I worked for a job for 1 month doing like, I don't know, whoever's viewing, I don't know if it happens where you're at, but like they do these things where there's camera like booths where you take your baby and they like are like, oh, would you like a photo of your baby for $2? And then they charge you like $7,000. Anyway, I was that person. And I had a job for literally like a month, and I quit on the drive to living in Mackay. And it was amazing because I was casual. But yeah, it was odd being in between jobs.
When? First, I have it. I'm looking for work right now. My children are not in childcare right now at all.
So she started to work on August 7th. And when did you stop working?
I left her house on September 4th, I believe.
So you were there for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
How many hours a day did you watch the children, or did you live in her house?
She'd leave around maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, and she wouldn't get back till like 8 o'clock at night.
What about this aunt? Do you know anything about an aunt?
I never heard anything about her aunt watching her kids before this.
Where's the aunt?
She's at home.
She's not here?
No.
Well, how do you expect to prove to me that somebody else babysat for your children?
I have the proof.
Show me. What kind of proof are you showing me?
Oh, it's the hours that my aunt kept the children. She typed this up. She has the license.
Oh, she typed it up. The imaginary auntie did. Great.
I accept that, Miss Christopher. That's hearsay.
Okay. Well, that's what I have.
Well, your case is dismissed. My dear, she got a check for watching your children. You have no proof that somebody else watched your children. Ridiculous. Case is dismissed, that's all. So is your counterclaim. Goodbye.
See ya.
Always excuse and they step out.
Vashni knows that she did not keep my children for those days, and she knows that.
She's a liar, and I don't appreciate liars.
We were friends.
She was like, well, I'll just quit my job and take half your check. I never agreed to it. That's just what she said.
I helped her.
How she was helping me, I don't know.
I don't believe in friends. I have family. That's it.
I don't think Sharnita knows what the definition of a friendship is.
I'm done helping people.
I know it's fraud.
Aww. They ruined my moment. I was gonna be like, da-da-da-da, do-do, da-da-da-da, do-do-do-do. Alright. I'm having a good time, but at the same time, I'm yawning and feeling unwell. So let's just be responsible. Let's be a responsible queen to ourselves. Who was the last lady? She was the lady that did the babysitting, I thought. Anyway, I'm going to do a little Judge Judy funniest moments compilation. And then I'm going to roll out because your girl is sleepy. She got to eat. She got to medicate herself with some Codral. She got to lit up the water. I'm a little delirious. I've been drinking, I haven't drinking. I've been taking a lot of Codral and stuff, so I'm a little bit derp. Ooh, Judge Judy roasting people, #1. That sounds perfect. If you are viewing the stream right now and you aren't a follower of my Twitch, I have mentioned and will continue to mention that the JJ streams are moving to Twitch as of this week. Please do yourselves a favor and follow your girl on Twitch, so you can keep up with me. My OGs,
a reasonable person.
My mains had kept up with me, but like if you're new or if you're watching after the fact, then hit me up on Twitch. Yes, queen. I got 3 out of 5. That's not so bad. Thank you so much for the 3 that followed me. Alright, Judge Judy roasting people. We're going to end this on a fun note. And still follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. Sorry for the technical difficulties that Tom Del Rosso specifically himself made happen. And let's go.
Says to themselves, well, they didn't go right away.
New JJ's hair. Not a fan.
And now they're 6 months old. Mm-hmm. And they're involved with other adult dogs in the house.
No, they only involved with their mom and dad. They don't even leave around no other dogs. They don't be around no other dogs because I don't want them to get sick.
So stupid.
Whatever.
Yo, one stupid woman. I pay for the mics.
Mm-hmm.
which means they shut yours off if
Okay.
you're trying to talk over me.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can save your breath or not. It's up to
Okay.
you. Who are you?
That's my husband.
I didn't ask you anything.
Okay.
Just because you are shaking and have an attitude, it doesn't impress me.
She just lied
because
to you.
between,
I don't have
because her two puppies, you couldn't sell
Her two puppies. You mean my two puppies?
No. Listen to me.
Del Ross, you could not be in this stream next week on my Twitch, and I will still be blaming you. You're officially my blame man.
Careful.
Okay.
Don't be smart with me.
I'm just being.
Don't be smart with me. You know, I'm going to give her exactly what she wants unless you straighten up your attitude. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I've asked him multiple times to come get his stuff.
Well, he did come and get the money.
He blew it.
And
He
you
would
had
blow it off.
And you had what I think
And
that they used to call, I don't think they call it anymore, a booty call.
Yeah, we still call it a booty call.
Still. Yeah.
Bird would know.
I just
right,
wanted
Miss
him to
Tierney.
take it all because, you know
Miss
what? I need
Tierney.
to move on.
Miss Tierney, listen.
I can't have us going back and forth.
Listen, it's not, don't be stupid. I mean, 10 million people are watching you today. Do you still live with your mother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't want her to be humiliated. So, don't be stupid. Take a breath and answer me.
He blew off 3 chances.
No.
He had a week and a half's time period. We had multiple
Just a
plans,
second.
and he blew it off.
So, it was a week. Just, shh. So, look at me. Funny.
I don't understand how kids could run the roof getting a frisbee.
I don't understand what you're saying, sir. Your mom.
What?
What were the children doing on the roof? I've lived in houses.
Oh, yeah,
All
at
right.
that time
I
they
have
were-
5 children. I have 13 grandchildren.
getting-
I never saw them on the roof. They never saw
Oh, if anybody has that bloody, I've been trying to find it. There's a TikTok of these girls that are like, "Hey, my name's Sadie. I'm going to SYU and go cheerleaders." And then there's one that's like, they get like slower and progressively worse. And then one's like, "Hi, my name's Sadie. Go to church today and gay marriage." And then it like, oh fuck, they're so funny. If you guys know what I'm talking about, link me them because I live for them.
They played outside. They played in the grass. They played on the lawn.
Play on the roof. They went on there and get their toy.
There's 2 separate roofs, Your Honor, that they're on. They're on the house roof and they're on the garage roof. And the garage roof is the one that takes down.
Roof. A garage roof.
Listen to me. Only one. If a frisbee ends up on a roof.
I know only one kid needs to go.
Just a second. If a frisbee ends up on a roof, only one person has to go up there and get it.
I know.
Do you have a photograph of the car? Because you have the car now. That's not an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah is not an answer either.
Yes.
The car.
Yes is an answer. Then you would have had it fixed, and you would have an invoice from the place where you had it fixed.
Yeah, well, it was like a local mechanic like him who don't have shops.
Oh, then it doesn't exist. You took his money.
I didn't take his money. The police searched me and the car. They didn't find any money on me.
You took his money.
I didn't take his money.
Yeah, I believe you did. I believe that your boyfriend acknowledged that you took his money. You may have turned it over to the police. You may have given it to your boyfriend. I don't know what you did
I didn't
to
take no money
Just
from him.
Listen to me. That's what I'm finding. Do you understand? I know who you are. I established who you were before we even started this. I said it's going to be like taking candy from a baby because it is my joy when people come in here and say, I'm smarter than she is, and I'm going to get over on this story because I've been getting over all my life.
Ah, Brillo. Brillo, like, I don't know, someone. What's that chick's name? Lizzo? Not even close. Anyway, lol. What a banger of an episode. Last week was definitely a better episode, so it's going to be my endeavour to find the ultimate week. But I'm out of here. Your girl's going to go rest the voice, eat some turkey bowls, drink some Savvy B, be in bed by 9 the way I'm going. But thank you so much for the stream. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for thanking me. Thank you for joining my Twitch family. If you are still here and haven't joined the Twitch family, please go to the pinned comment. It is linked in the pinned comment. It is linked in the description of this video. JJ is moving to Twitch. So this is done. This is over. YouTube's done. See you, mate. Anyway, yeah, thank you so much. If you haven't joined Twitch already, join Twitch, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday for another JJ sesh, but I will also see you on Monday on Twitch. As I said, I'm doing a Twitch stream with Tilly, who is a part of On the Stream Vine, who is a part of my little, like, online clique. So follow On the Stream Vine on Instagram, follow me on Twitch, and I'll see you on Monday where we play Words with Friends, or I think we're going to try and play Among Us, maybe? We're figuring it out. We're going to play a game together anyway, so I'll see you on Monday for that, and I'll see you for a The Sims stream when I figure out the perfect night, which I haven't decided yet. Sick ones! Peace out. Love you guys. Mwah. Goodbye. Do I have an end game? Do I have an ending? Yeah, I do. Bye.